All right. Good evening, everybody, and good morning to you, Maddie. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Let's see.
Doing
Oh,
great.
we got Tyler. Tyler is here. Maybe.
We're doing better than Tyler.
Yes, we are.
No, I'm in
Definitely.
now. I'm in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So, welcome everybody. We have the two-time defending Down Under champion Maddie Sturt with us this evening, and yeah, I wanted to have you on, and then also right after this, we have the men's champion Peter jumping on. So, um, thanks for joining, and kind of want to start out with um, you've had a lot of success early on in your career, right? Going to the games 2016 through 2019. Um, and then if obviously you've not done poorly, but you just have been just shy of that, trying to make it to the games. Like how has your mindset been, and how is that, how have you kind of worked your way through that process of being so close after making it 4 years in a row?
Um, yeah, I mean, there's definitely been lots of ups and downs, and I think my mindset has like shifted a few times over the years. Like I think it comes down to a few things. Like we used to have 5 spots, now we don't. Like the last few years, it's only been 3 spots. Um, the sport has come so far. It's so competitive now. I think like a few years back, you used to be able to have a hole or a bad workout and be able to come back from it. But with 3 spots, you just can't do that anymore. And I think the level of all the athletes has just increased. And then, yeah, like I think maybe like my mindset from certain times and certain years like hasn't been great. So, yeah, like a few things. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think like if we had 5 spots still like we did years ago, like I would have been to the games now. So yeah, I'm right there, and I'm still gunning for it. So
Yeah, one of the things we talked about last week on the show was how the field has gotten so much better. I imagine you've done that as well. I mean, do you ever look back at where you are today versus what you were in, say, 2019 and say, look, like you've gotten so much better over the years. It's just the competition has just gotten so much tougher as well.
yeah, I know I've improved. Like looking back from it, like numbers, times, fitness, skills, like I've come so far. Yeah, I just think the whole sport has as well.
Yeah. Um, Now you're with Proven right now, right? Is that or
Yeah.
you're officially with them, and you and Jay both started working with them. When did you guys make that switch, and why?
We made the switch right after Torian. I suppose we were looking like on how we could elevate Jay, and how we could take Jay to the next level, how Jay could have a different lead up compared to the previous year, and to see what that could do for him. So yeah, I jumped on board with that too, just to give him someone to train alongside.
Yeah, what have you noticed the biggest difference? You've now been with them for 7 months, 8 months. Like what have you seen your improvements and Jay's? I mean, Jay did great at the games this year, so
Yeah, he did amazing. Everything, honestly, like yeah, it was very different to what we were doing before, so I think it was a great change. Yeah.
yeah. And I guess when you talk about help working out with Jay, and you guys are doing, I assume, the same programming for the most part. Um, how is that dynamic with you guys? Like you're training together, you're living together. Like what do you guys do to kind of get away from CrossFit talk all the time, or is it always CrossFit talk?
um I think we're pretty good at sort of leaving the gym stuff in the gym. Like, of course, we still talk about it, but I know Jay's really good at it too. Like, especially like his family loves talking about it. He'll be like, "No, I don't want to talk about CrossFit right now. Like, it's not the time." So, yeah, we just try and leave training in the gym, and then focus and think about other things outside of that.
Yeah. looking at the Down Under Championship, you've done great the last 2 years. This year led wire to wire. Definitely started out really strong on day one. Is it a newfound confidence? Like where, does this help you going into 2024 with just how well you performed over the weekend?
Yeah, I like going into Down Under. I had the goal of wanting to win. But I was also just looking forward to testing myself now, seeing the changes or any difference in how my training's been the last few months compared to Torian, and yeah, even things like mindset. And then I was just keen to have some takeaways to work on and carry through into semifinals next year.
What takeaways do you have coming out of that?
Yeah, I know I need to work on being confident, which I think that's already improved, and I've had a few people say that to me. I was also sick, so I'm like actually just super stoked with how everything went and how I like mentally handled that as well. Just pushing through one workout at a time and just doing what I wanted to do or what I wanted to show up and do.
So after an event like event one, where you kind of kill everybody, if you being sick and then you beat second place by 40 seconds, and we want to call competitive people, no offense, Jamie, but you beat all those girls by a minute or 2 minutes. You kind of like, I don't know what it is to be like in your position, but like I feel like I'd be like, oh snap, like I'm dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're getting there. Are excited for semifinals. I don't know how to word it. I'm wording it wrong, but like being sick and then beating like the people that are going to be there in the end by 2 minutes in a workout like that, you're kind of like, that's a statement kind of event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like it. As I was struggling, but then as soon as like we were on the comp floor and the timer went off, like I forgot about everything. During event one, like I just thought it was nerves. Like I thought I just must have been really feeling the nerves, and I even said that in an interview. I was like, oh, I should feel better after this event now, and it didn't get better. It just got worse. But yeah, no, that event was funny, and especially with doing it with the men as well. Like Pete was out in front too, and I could see like I was
Good pace bunnies
on the beach, and at one point he turned around and looked, and he said he was like, "Oh, thank God, it's only Mads." But I was like, "No, I want to try and beat all the boys too."
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like if anybody watched the Down Under, like most of the events, like the last heat of women and also the last heat of men went at the same time, and they're on the other separate sides of the floor. Was that kind of a weird experience? Because like you're kind of staring down the field, seeing other guys working out. It's like just a unique experience.
Yeah, they did it last year for a couple of events, which I thought worked really well. Like we did Randy last year facing off with the men, like that was cool. And then the outdoor events with the men were cool because they obviously had a bit more space. But I think some of it was a little bit crazy, like the Sunday morning event, the handstand push-up one, and the like with all the different squats.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was so many people there, and all the girls ended up in the wrong lane when we went to squat. It was a little bit chaotic, but it was cool. Being side by side with the boys too.
Yeah. What are your plans between now and the Open? I mean, is it just training? Are you going to come to Wadapalooza or do anything else between now and then?
I'm not going to Wadapalooza. Jay is. I did say like if anyone needs a fill-in, I can jump in and come over. But the plan is for me to stay put and just get back into training and get ready for next year.
Yeah. And are you still plant-based? I know you'd done that switch over a couple of years ago. Are you still on that type of diet?
Yeah.
Now, what have you found has benefited you from that type of diet?
like, I suppose, I don't know, for me, a lot of it is the ethical side. So I love that I don't eat certain things now. But yeah, I remember when I first made the change, like I just noticed how different it felt after eating a meal, like how much more comfortable I felt, and like I suppose feeling even like lighter after a meal, not heavy, not like I had things sitting in my stomach. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you, as an athlete of the sport, do you pay attention to all the news that comes out with the changes to the semifinals and the fields? And I mean, is that something you kind of pay attention to, or are you just kind of head down and then whenever you get show up to Tori and you find out what you need to do?
No, like we all hear it. Everyone talks about it, but like it's not in my control. So it is what it is. And yeah, I'm going to prepare and show up anyway.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to jump on, and congratulations on winning the Down Under Championship again. And good luck as we head into 2024.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Maddie.
Good luck, Maddie.
And look who we got now. We have the men's
up,
champion.
Oh, it feels good to be on.
How's it going?
How are you?
Good, good.
Is it 11:30 there for you as well?
What time is it? Oh, yeah, 11:45.
Got it. Perfect. Well, first, congrats on winning the Down Under. Man, that's a big accomplishment. Pretty good field out there.
Not just winning, but dominating.
But running away with it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, went to plan. Actually. Went to plan. I definitely wanted to win. I was going down there to win. I trained to win. But yeah, definitely went to plan. Especially after that first event, I'm like, okay, let's just execute.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I guess, kind of, I would like to go back a little bit because you finished 5th at Torium Pro. My guess is that quite a few people, maybe in the States here, aren't familiar with Peter Ellis. Can you kind of share a little bit of background of, what you did before CrossFit, when you found it, and how you came across competing?
Yeah, so I found CrossFit about 6 years ago, and I happened to walk into a gym. And my coach was doing regionals, Matt Riley, and I went and watched him, and I basically just got addicted. I'm watching these boys. I'm like, I can do this. I can get there. I remember just working out like they had this little workout area outside the arena, and I was doing like workouts in between every event. I was doing like 3 or 4 a day, just like, yeah. And basically I just said, I can do this, and I've dedicated my life to it ever since.
I mean, you're only 21 right now. Is that right? So you were 15, 16 years old when you found it, and fell in love with it. Yeah. I mean, that was the start of the Tia run, right?
But
it was about the time when Tia, started winning around that time, or maybe right before it.
I started, it was October 2018. I started.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was when I got.
Did you have a background in sport or anything like that before that?
I played a bit of footy and stuff, but not at a super competitive level, just a local footy. But yeah, I've always wanted something a little bit more, like something I can just sell my soul at and potentially dominate in the future.
Yeah, I guess it was in 20, because you've made it to semifinals the last 2 years, right? 22 and 23.
Yes.
And so one of the things I think you'd probably agree with was like strength was one of those areas where you needed to improve. And then you look at this past weekend on the Crikey, the squat clean workout, you finished 3rd. What have you been doing to get yourself into that position?
It's just consistency, and also in the past I've had a few back and fracture my rib and bits and bobs like that from just trying to max out all the time. So I've tried to not pull back, but have a bit more of a structured program than just come in and just nonstop max out until I break myself.
Yeah. Who are you? Are you still working with Matt Riley then?
Yes. Matt Riley's the coach.
So
but in the past, I used to go a bit rogue and be like, oh, 85%, 100% on the bar, max reps, and maybe failing 7 of those.
So you've got a little bit more structured and disciplined, I guess is probably the best way of saying it. You're saying it. What would you say your biggest takeaway is from the Down Under Championship this weekend?
Biggest takeaway, just confidence. Like, not making it to the games this year. I know I'm young and people keep telling me that, even though it's infuriating because I want it now. But I guess just confidence. Like 6 months to touring next year. Like if I dedicate my whole life to this over the next 6 months, what could I be? What could I do? Like I want to see what I can become.
And I will say, Pete, there's pros and cons to being in Oceania because it's so competitive, and y'all kind of get the raw end of the deal as far as how many people get to go. And we're in your camp on that. We really are. I think all 3 of us agree about that.
100%.
But I mean, men and women are pretty equal, but the men especially, depending on who plays, right? You don't know who's going to be on a team. You don't know who's going to drop out and where. But as far as y'all's guys, how competitive it is, when you do make it, and I think for you it's a win and not if. Like you're going to be decent at the games. It's like you can have confidence at the games because your division is so or your region is so competitive. And I don't know if Maddie feels the same way about this. I meant to ask her about it, but she's been to the game, so it doesn't apply the same. I think it will be exciting for if you do make the games. Since I know didn't mean to not ask a question, but yeah, when you make the games, I think it will be exciting to see where you place because if you make it, it's almost like being in the top 25 at least. Like it's not like other regions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Well, even look at this year, Jay and Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey was a rookie, and then he ended up being 11th or something like that, 12th or 11th.
Right up there, 11th or 12th. Jay 8th, really competitive, especially rookie year. So that gives.
I see something similar for you. I really do. I don't know if it's going to be this next year or the year after that, but when you make it, there's no I
will say, I was looking at the events this year, the games. I'm like, oh, get me there now.
Yeah.
Oh, say less.
And the only reason I'm saying I feel that way for you is because of how dominant you were at Down Under. I won't lie to you. I watched the semifinals, and then I only pay attention to the people who make it. But I did watch all of Down Under, and you were the only one. As far as the men goes, I'm like, guys, this guy, he's just in a different league than everybody else. For you not to have every single event. Tell me if I'm wrong, Brian, because you nerd out more than I do. I'm pretty sure every event was a top 3, and I don't really count Grace Double Grace because you had already won.
I think that was the only one where he was outside the top 3 on maybe one part of it. So yeah, you were up there the whole time.
I'm looking at semifinals last year. Really only 2 events held you back, and it was the first one with the sled pull, and then the third workout. So it's like, man, that's not a lot to have to make up for going into next year. So what are you preparing for mentally? Because the thing that sucks was Jay, Bailey, and Jake weren't. Well, Jake was there, but he got hurt. So how are you preparing mentally going into?
You would have beat Jake, and I'm sorry, Jake, if you were there, he would have beat you on that from the first event alone. Even if heat didn't happen, from the first event alone, yeah, there would have to there'd have to be another strength event to outbalance that.
Before you answer that, Pete, hold on one. John, is Peter the Australian Austin Hatfield?
Ooh, that's tough. I got a hard on for Austin Hatfield. That's hard. We got to see how he does at semifinals. That's how once Pete makes the games, we'll talk about it. You're not on the mountain yet, Pete. As much as you want to be on the mountain, I don't know if you know about the mountain, but the boys do.
I'm not on the mountain yet. what I've done so far is nothing. Like, I'm not even remotely.
But I'm excited to see you get there.
Like, what is it, 6 years? And I've gotten here. Give me another 6 years.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk.
Yeah, Tyler, do you want to re-ask your question? I'm sure.
Yeah. So
it.
are you just trying to put it into perspective? Like, are you trying to frame semifinals right now mentally, or are you even thinking out that far? Is it just next step, like quarterfinals, and then I'll worry about semifinals?
No, semifinals is the next goal, and I'm thinking about that now. I've been speaking to my coach, especially after this weekend, and we're making a game plan to, get this job done.
What would you say your biggest weaknesses are now? Because like you were pretty darn consistent on Down Under, right? Like there wasn't really a workout where it was like he's got to work on that. So it probably just didn't come up. Is what I'm banking on. There's
biggest weaknesses are probably my raw strength, like just raw strength, and like my like lifting and stuff numbers. Like they're not as far up there as I would like compared to some of the other boys.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did do well in the lifting event this year, but you got to remember like Big Royce and stuff weren't in the competition. So although like if I can get them a bit up, I'm not going to win. I may not win that event, but like if I can get that up in sort of the top of the leaderboard somewhere,
high enough it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
I don't have to win that event, but if I can get it right up there, so my points stay nice and consistent across the board, that will be really good.
Man, but it's not much. I mean, like 20 pounds, and especially at your age, that comes fast. So it's like, I'd be very excited if I were you, because strength gains still happen very, very quickly at your age. So yeah, that'd be positive if I were your coach.
They can happen at your age too, Tyler. You just don't believe in yourself.
It happens real easy when
you
you're
shaved your head and now you call yourself old. It's way different.
Tyler has to work on his assault bike and C2 bike.
They got a little challenge, Peter, about this an Echo bike challenge.
For me,
Waikey,
they don't want to challenge me. They're not ready for that. But no. Between them two,
Waikey. Pete is such a unique athlete. Really excited to watch his career unfold. Love you, Pete. Waikey, media out there in Australia. So. Are you planning on working on it? Is it just raw strength then at this point? Like, is that what you're just going to keep hitting hard with a disciplined approach, obviously?
Yeah, like raw strength is going to be my main approach, but like everything can get better. I'm not like satisfied with anything at this moment, but like I'll have a bit of a bias towards my weaknesses, and even like you said before, like double grace. I did know I had it by that point, but still like not being that top three in that last event, like that's never going to happen again. I'm going to work that now and eliminate that weakness.
Go ahead. You want to read Jay's comment?
Jay's in the chat. Big Pete is on the mountain, well and truly on the radar. Torian is going off next year.
See, that's the problem with you damn Australians. Y'all are too positive for each other. We need some stabbing going on.
There's no mountains. There's no mountains in Australia.
I appreciate that, Jay. That's cool.
All right, give me strength. Right now, I'm just collecting data, Pete, because I don't know everything about the Australians. The people in the comments let me know that all the time, or the Kiwis. Because I always get them. I just say they're the same. They're not the same. Everybody gets mad at me. What is if it came up in the games, what do you think you could win? Like give me a combo or something. And I'm talking the games. This is best in the world. Like what do you think you'd have a shot at?
That's
your perfect workout.
I do like a good thruster. Maybe a thruster chest to bar workout. What was the workout? Friendly
Fran. I don't think you're beating Matt Fraser. Friendly Fran.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I do like that, but I mean,
okay.
I don't even know what my one strength is. Like I'm working so hard to not have a weakness, than just have one strength.
Oh, such a political answer. I like it. It's a great answer.
I dig it.
It's a great answer, but that's so political.
Well,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Spin.
No, I think it's important. I mean, especially when you think about, say the smaller regions, but the regions last year that only had 30 athletes. Obviously, this year they have 40. But you look at the top end of that, right? Like the top 6, 7, and then it kind of trails off a little bit compared to some other regions like in North America or Europe, where you don't have that ability to have a weakness, right? We saw it with Guy Malheiros in South America last year. Like, I think to come out of these smaller regions, you have to be well-rounded and not have a weakness. Whereas in North America, where you give out 9 or 10 spots, we saw it. People were taking.
There's
50th.
more people to middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your goal as an athlete, Pete, to, I mean, what is your goal as an athlete in CrossFit? Have you ventured that far yet?
Yeah, of course. I want to win.
The games?
Win everything.
Everything.
Everything. Like,
Yeah,
Damn, that's aggressive.
Yeah, Tyler, what the heck, bro?
No, I appreciate that. Savon always asks that question. Like, so, like some dudes, they'll say like, I just want to go to this next event and see how I do, and then form my idea of who I am as an athlete. But like, not a lot of people out of the gate, want to win.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What else is there? Winning is everything. Like, it's like a drug. It's just, you want it so bad.
So is that what you would say you would have over your competitors? What tools do you have that your competitors don't have?
I don't think people go as far as I will in a workout to win. I'll do anything. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. It's very Ricky Garrard-esque. I think of Ricky whenever I hear that answer. As far as who's willing to hurt the most in any given moment.
I'm just putting this in my. I'm hype on Australian athletes. I was real hype on Bailey, and I was real hype on Jay. So it makes me happy to hear that you're like that. I'll look forward to watching you this year for sure. I just wanted to give people a chance to know you, since definitely in the States, this is your first podcast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was watching. I think you were on a podcast maybe a few weeks ago. I mean, you're pretty much you're all in, right? Like,
I'm all in. I'm like all in. I sort of like, I was plumbing before this. I quit like 6 weeks out from Down Under, and just seeing how much I improved just in that lead up, just being able to dedicate my life to it. Like, I'm all in now.
Yeah, and I think in that same podcast, you had a girlfriend, but CrossFit won your heart a little bit more, and so now you are laser focused.
He's gonna win. That's all the evidence I need. He's gonna win for sure.
Is that no? Come on, Pete, back me up. Is that what you basically said?
That is what I said.
Exactly.
Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie Whiplash? Anybody?
It's
No.
fucking. It's like that's a great movie.
Oh,
It's about
you should
jazz
watch
and
it.
drumming,
You should watch
but
it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's about drumming, but it's if you want something bad enough, you're going to see how far you go to get it. It's like,
I've seen that. I've seen like not the full movie, but I've seen the reel. How he's like, "I'm sorry, we're gonna have to break up."
Yes. That's what came to my mind. It's an amazing movie.
It's basically the conversation.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry for the female in this situation. I apologize, but we got to be great. I get it.
LDY 2742 499. Thank you. Pete sounds like he about to traverse that mountain, the Games Mountain. Stay that hungry. So if you haven't seen John's Games Mountain, you have to go back a few weeks. It was the same podcast we interviewed with Bosman, and then John has his Games Mountain, and
Okay, I'll definitely have to go check it out.
it is a good one.
It's just the same old stuff that I say every day. It's nothing, nothing different. We should make a newcomers mountain. I think that would be fun. I'd have to really take a dive deep, though. A deep
Rookie
dive.
Hill.
Rookie Hill. I like
Rookie Hill.
that. I like that. Rookie Hill. Oh, that's so good. You can't make the games to be on it. Yeah. I like that.
Awesome. Well, Bailey Demena is now a fan, so hopefully they, the people out here in the States got to know you a little bit better. And are you off the train now?
Yes, hit a bit of training. Nothing too crazy, being only when was down under 4 days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep the body moving, and then we'll slowly ramp things up, especially in the new year.
Awesome, man. Well, stay healthy, get strong, and go.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Take them on a tour.
Pete.
Yeah, nice to
Great.
meet you, Pete. Looking forward to watching you compete.
Yep.
Thank you very much. See you, boys.
Have a good one.
Wow.
He seems
He
like a
wants
good
it.
dude.
Also, it's Waffle Wednesday.
Oh my God.
I've been staring at these waffles for 30 minutes.
That's the difference. You wait for 30 minutes. I'm letting people know. Listen, it's time to eat right now.
This is a lot. 3 is too many. I see why you just did 2.
You go 2 at a time, and then while you're eating, you put the other 2 in.
Yeah. So if you didn't catch it, so the 3 of us did a C2 10-minute little challenge. What is it, a week ago? The C2 bike.
I think it was just you 2. I didn't do it.
How would people see it? Did you post it?
We did it. No, I mentioned it earlier with
Oh,
Pete.
yeah.
So 10-minute C2, 10 minutes.
I screwed that up.
How many calories can you get? And Tyler has some work to do.
I can't even remember what I got. How bad was it?
You're a 177.
Yeah, and would you get 2 plus?
195, I
Yeah.
think, 196.
I just screwed that up.
220. Let's go.
I'm redoing it this week. I got a bunch of bike pieces I got to do. I got to do the one the rest of the group is doing. So I'll beat you. I'm coming.
I gotta be careful
coming
what I
at you.
brag about. I gotta keep it to just athletic leg stuff, or else Taylor will beat me by 1 calorie and not shut the freak up about it.
Dude, we did. I did one of his pieces this week on SMTP, and it was 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 10 rounds, 5 ring muscle ups, and then in the remaining time, bike for calories. And so I got 99 calories, which I'll admit, like I probably went conservative for the first half because I didn't know how it was going to feel. He got 163. So he just freaking eclipsed me. And I just texted him. I was like, what the hell, man? And he's like, I like that workout. No shit.
How many rounds?
10.
Okay.
What is it? What's the workout?
10, 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 10 rounds, 5 ring muscle ups, and then in the remaining time in the 1 minute, max cal bike. It's pretty good.
He's moving.
Anything with like a bike in it, I'm gonna be pretty good at it.
Yeah. The ring muscle ups don't really get in the way. I really thought that
they're nothing. Yeah.
I really thought they were going to hurt worse than they did because it's 50. So I was like, okay, that's quite a bit, but it just, you can buffer it all in that amount of time. So you're good.
I mean, that's similar to what Crikey was, the ring muscle up and then clean workout that we talked about last week. Like that was exactly right. Like it was just interference.
Yep.
So
hey, Brian, my mom just texted me. She said, "How do I get that flag by my name on the comments?"
It needs to get the. I need to get it in the mail. I'm slipping. Hopefully, she got the Thirdsy though. Thirdsy should be there.
No, that's not what she's asking. She's saying in the comments she wants to get the little flag.
The little flag. You could be a member. So I think if you're on the desktop and you've subscribed, I think there's a little button that says join. But I don't know if you're on mobile. I'm not sure if you have to go to a different screen or not. But there's a little join button to become a member. I think there's a mountain emoji you can use in the comments. I'll hopefully get some new ones here in a bit. But yeah, I don't really put too much on it. But yeah, there's YouTube memberships out there.
YouTube memberships. Okay. I was trying to set you up there, man. You completely lost it.
I was well, I also owe her a real barbell spin flag, so I haven't gotten that to her
That's
yet.
true.
So Dubai's coming up. Pretty good field.
That it is.
Pretty good
this
field.
weekend, right?
It is. Starts on Friday. At
Big
least,
names, man. Ricky versus Roman.
yeah, Ricky versus
Lazar.
Roman, Lazar. There's last year, Benito is Fabian Benito's out there is back. Moritz, Feibig is back. So
Luka Dukic is also there. I think he's going to surprise people.
It was hard. I was going through the athlete list. I was like, I bet there's not that many to pick from. This will be easy. Come up with my top 5, and I was like, oh, I think the top 5 is still pretty set, but I mean, it's going to be a hard battle.
You say Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler.
Bronislaw. I basically said Ant Haynes was the greatest CrossFitter of all time on Brian Friend's podcast.
so
who?
So, Ant
Haynes.
Haynes.
We got into a heated argument about Ant Haynes. It was the biggest argument of the show. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I just kind of, I went on one of my rants and I didn't, I don't know how to stop.
You blacked out.
Yeah. Y'all know how it is. Like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you got David Sharunk. Elliot Simmons is back after some rough time and injury.
Griffin Raleigh.
Yeah.
I was
Jorge.
surprised to see that too.
Yeah.
Jorge making his individual appearance.
Is
debut.
Grid League done? I know he was part of Grid League.
Yeah, I think his team won, if I remember right. I don't know. I didn't really watch much of it.
It's a fun field. Like even once you get past the top names, like Jorge's gonna make some noise.
There's definitely like
events.
People who will have just home run events, then that's cool. Like I like that. It'll mess up the leaderboard. So
yeah, Kaike, Callian Souza,
Christoph will be fun to watch in this field for sure.
He just wants the clean and jerk and snatch. And
fair.
He'll be good.
After event 3, he's done.
Yes,
dude. I wish Hunter McIntyre was in this so badly. It would have been so fun to watch him.
So what was the story with that? I heard rumblings of it.
Yeah, supposedly there was like a special invite for Hunter McIntyre, and I guess he denied it. Like I guess he just said no. But it would have been really I wish people because I don't think the CrossFit community gets how freakish that guy is with certain things, and I get people are specialize in whatever. But for him to be 6'2", 200, 220, like wherever he's at, and then to be able to do the things he can do, like there are certain things that Hunter McIntyre can do that nobody else in the whole world can do. And he's in the fitness space. You know what I mean? It's not like he's Kipchoge and beating 2 hours in a marathon. It's not like he's Brian Shaw and winning World's Strongest Man. We CrossFitters will never touch that realm. It's just fun to watch the freaks of the freaks, right? He is in the fitness space, and there's stuff that he can do that nobody else in this world can do. And it would just be really fun to watch him do a CrossFit competition, even though he's going to suck at some things.
Looking at the events, though, besides the clean and jerk, like he's not totally out of the realm of possibility to do well.
No, I know. That's the point. That's my point too. Like he could get top 10 in this type of a competition. And I don't think the CrossFit community understands how good he is at certain things. They just think he's, a Spartan guy that's all he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I wish they had, they don't have
what
the
a
workouts.
That was you.
Parkour. Event 1 is an obstacle course race.
There was a person in my text or in the text thread. Maybe it was you, Spin. Was it you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So this came out, event 1, obstacle course race. And Spin goes, I think Hunter will be okay in event 1. I think he'll do okay.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is this will be a longer type of obstacle course race, not some type of sprint one that we've seen at the games and things like that. So maybe more like, was it the longer one where Pat and Matt fell down the cargo net?
That one, how long was it?
Yeah, that was like the longer one, right? Like I could see something like
800
that.
meter run, and then the obstacle course, and then an 800 meter run.
Yeah,
and you were wearing a weight vest the whole time.
Yeah, and speaking of Hunter, like he just set a world record again beat his own world record on high rocks last
He's
weekend.
been sandbagging it. He's like, I got to leave room for me to get better. So,
Well, he's the only one that can do wall balls. In that
right. Where
group.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, going back to the field, let's see. Moritz, Michael Smith, he'll be competitive at times. Reggie Fossa's strong. Ricky Garrard's making his worldwide tour, competing every other weekend. And Roman Krenikov.
He's got to make up for lost time, man. An oldest. That's like a 3-time games athlete.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, men's field definitely is great. Women doesn't have podium names, but I mean, I think if nothing else, this gives us a very good look into what we can expect in semifinals this year in a lot of instances.
Specifically the European semifinal.
Right. Yeah, it's right around like there's a group of girls where it's real tight, and then everybody else is like kind of tweener athletes where they're about to make their break or, on the verge of falling out. I think it'll be a really, really competitive field for what they are, for sure.
Yeah. But you got Brittany Weiss. She'll be out there. Devin Kim, both from Invictus's team, along with Jorge. Elisa Fuliano, Emily Rolfe, Emma Tall.
11th at the games.
Yeah. Ingrid Hodenmeyer. She was on Oslo's team the last few years. So
Dahlstrom.
Be interesting to see how she does. Julia Cotto.
Is this Dahlstrom's first time back since missing the games last year?
As far as I know.
No, she was at Madrid.
Oh,
okay.
I believe she was at Madrid. Karen
Frey, she was 14th at the games.
Something like
around
that.
Around there. Kira Milligan just did Rogue.
Yep. Lauren Fisher did Rogue, did very well at there. Manon, Mia, she's coming back. Might be her last time competing, I saw on Instagram. So considering maybe stepping away from competition.
Probably will win the Olympic lifting event in the running.
Yes. Sayer, Shahad. And then Taylor Howell was supposed to be, almost was at Rogue, but had on the qualifier, had a score adjusted or eliminated. So definitely a very good field on both sides. We have the max snatch and clean and jerk event. We don't really know the standards of it, but we did talk about that. Was it last week? About too much Olympic lifting, maybe. But we'll get to see Bronny lift, if nothing else. What's so funny, Tyler?
Well, I was going to say John talked about it.
Well, y'all are both on the same side. I'm the only person that's on my side.
That is true. What do you think of the events so far? I mean, they've listed out for the most part, event.
I like them. Event 5 is the only one we're missing, right? And then, we may have more.
No, we have event 5. So event 4 is this weird alternating EMOM workout.
That one's strange.
We just don't really know how that's going to play out, right? Until it does.
Right. How it's scored, what the penalties are if you don't finish.
Is the 25 toes to bar aggressive when you get to the 4th round?
It's 15 minutes. It says 15 minutes.
That's because they're not counting the last minute of rest, right?
So there's 4 rounds of it.
Yes, 4 rounds of 100 toes to bar.
I mean, yes, but I think that's what they want. I think
because you can do
everybody
that.
Everybody should be able. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do it unbroken, but everybody, somebody like Ricky might. But everybody should be able to get through that toast bar every time. You just might be up against the clock if you're not great at it. But the next one is a 16 cal echo bike. You should be able to do that. Everybody should be able to knock that out. and then it's max. So if you're fried, you're just not going to get very many front squats. But so for instance, I don't think I'm like really good at toes to bar, and I think I can make it through every time. It's just I'd be up against the clock by the time we hit the 4th round. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and they don't have the weight listed on here yet, so we don't even know. Is this a heavy front squat? Is it just
Probably
doing
like
a whole bunch of them?
I would say 185.
Yeah, I think we talked about it somewhere, and
Moderate
weight theory. Yeah, you want to be able to cycle, but you want it to hurt, and anything less than that's probably not going to hurt enough.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think event 5 was out.
see, I couldn't find it, but maybe I overlooked it.
Maybe. Oh no, they don't. They don't have it. Event 5 is not out there.
So I am curious as to what that one is. But overall, I thought the programming looked balanced. Have JR and Taylor broke this down yet?
I don't think so. I think there's a show tomorrow, maybe
this week.
I'm not sure if they're covering it or not. But
I like how it just says 50 cals machine.
I know. I want to know, like, do they get to pick? Like, what's the deal on that?
That would be cool if it's rower bike and you get to pick if you want it in the beginning or the end. That would be really cool.
And they have the little emoji. It has a bike, a row, and a ski. So I don't know what.
Well, I wish it was 3 different machine intervals then, and then you could pick your order. That would be so awesome to see who. I don't know. Well,
machine in the middle or something.
I feel like everybody would probably end up picking the same order. Like once you really thought through it, like this will affect me the least here, and then unless the bike is the fastest one, sprinting wise. So I feel like that would probably be at the end for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the skis probably the slowest, affects the bar muscle ups the most. So that'd probably be at the beginning.
Yeah.
So there you go. I just ruined it, but it would be cool. It would be cool for them to do something different.
Event 7, 21:15.9 power cleans and farmers walk.
The word walk freaks me out here. It's just like, what do you mean? Like, why didn't you just write farmers carry? Like, walk seems like a really specific word to use.
You're not allowed to run.
Yeah,
I guess it just seems strange.
And then I think event 8 has probably not been listed either. I remember this last year when you were trying to do the former Heat 1 app and trying to keep track of all of this stuff. They made it very difficult on you. It just seems like they may be doing the same thing this year, even though there's not anything out there.
Well, we're just not doing it this year.
Last year was trash. To try to do the competition, the Heat 1 app, the fantasy for Dubai.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive that's the only league I've ever lost. Like whenever we were in like a league together, as far as
I remember you losing your mind the whole week.
I'm like, this does not count. God. Dude, I don't know what anything is. I can't put anything in the app.
Yeah, Barkley was there
making fun of me.
Yeah.
I say, do you know what I mean? It's way too much.
She found it.
I can't say it ever again. Congratulations, Shelly. You are now a member.
Mrs. Young is now a member.
Look at that flag.
Will, thank you, Mrs. Young, for supporting the show. She's supporting on behalf of Will.
He just wants her to support Shut Up and Script. That's all he's
just sitting here trolling for himself.
That's 100% what he's doing right there.
That would require Savon to turn on memberships. So
that's true.
So we'll see if that ever happens. Let's take a look and do our predictions on the women's side. Just the podium.
Hold on, I gotta go get my list.
Oh yeah, I gotta sit through this a little bit. I'm so unprepared.
Unprepared.
Okay, keep going. I'm checking these in my head right now. This is gonna be a very rough shot podium pick.
Okay, got it. I'm ready. I prepared deep this time. Yeah.
We'll start with Tyler. We'll start with Tyler and break those apart.
Can I make my
bottom up?
Pick?
What's that?
Okay, yeah. Let's go bottom.
Let's go bottom up. Where are we starting? Where's bottom? 5 or 3? Third. I have Rolf.
I have Emily Rolf.
Emily Rolf, huh?
I'm gonna say
What
my
you got?
second one first, since you said your second.
No.
one.
What's spin? What was
Yeah,
Spin's
yeah, yeah.
pick? He didn't prepare deep.
Oh wow!
No.
We were so prepared, and you don't have your podium.
I felt
You're just throwing names
so
out there.
bad. I felt so bad last week about not knowing shit about the Australians that I was like, no, I'm not screwing up this week.
Boy, they
actually
let us
I'm
know
gonna-
about it too, didn't they?
I'm gonna go with Karen Freyova actually.
All right. Well, that happens to be my second pick. Is Karen Freyova.
Agreed. Second.
All right, we got the same podium then.
Yeah,
because there's a legless rope climb event in this competition, which means she's going to destroy everybody, at least in that event. Emma Tall.
That's who I have as well.
Who do you have fourth and fifth?
Jacqueline Dahlstrom.
Okay, damn.
Jacqueline Dahlstrom? No.
Yeah.
I have her.
You don't
fourth.
have her that high?
No. I have Elisa Fuliano.
And then I don't like that.
I have Alyssa Fuliano as fifth.
You're going so fast, Brian.
So fast.
Yeah.
Fuliano's the obvious pick, John. I know you don't like her, but that's the
I
pick.
know. I'm going to go Manyon Anganese.
I have her fifth.
Okay, so I'm going Anganese, Dahlstrom, Rolf, Freyova,
And Tall.
then Emma Tall.
Good job.
Yeah.
I'm going Fuliano, Dahlstrom, Rolf, Freyova, Tall. And I will say there's a good chance Fuliano beats Dahlstrom.
Well, I don't want to just go 5 for 5 with you, Tyler. I feel like that's a bad recipe. So
I know
I have to be different.
It probably
somewhere.
means we're totally wrong.
Of those you don't have, is there any dark horses that are not games athletes? Like who's a non-games athlete who will do the best in this field?
God, I was not prepared for that question.
I'm tempted to say Kyra Milligan.
That's
Kyra?
I just feel like, or her and Devin Kim. I could see Devin Kim being a little bit of a dark horse person. I just like what the underdogs are doing, man. I just believe in that camp. Like,
so you like Kiefer?
Yeah, Kiefer and Justin. I just feel like I think they're one of the best camps as far as developing their athletes. And like I just see it time after time with people improving their weaknesses in that camp. The way Ricky has gotten strong because he used to not be strong, and people don't remember that. And I don't. There's a whole bunch of other things, but I'm not going to list them. But like
team's athlete or team.
Yeah, that don't count.
Sorry,
team doesn't count. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say I wouldn't be shocked. Kyra or Kira? Kyra. Kyra and Devin Kim. I wouldn't be shocked if they do well in this competition. What about you guys?
I was gonna say Brittany Weiss. I think has a shot, as well as who was it down here? Taylor Howe.
Yeah, those are my two unknowns.
I went big on Taylor Howe last year, and she really let me down. So like until like nobody was predicting her to make the games, and I think I did in the European regional. I think that's a region. I think that's what it was, and man, it was like my worst pick was that one. So like I have to like see it from her before I can.
I like
be all up on her again.
I liked Devin Kim. I kind of like her aggression, and she's been making a push. She has the possibility, but I don't know. I put her in the same.
That's why I said dark horse.
Yeah,
right.
I put her sort of in. Brittany Weiss and her have the same feel to me, and like I'm kind of nervous to pick Brittany Weiss, but that's who I would watch if I'm looking for dark horses for sure.
And if
Devin
you want
Kim's the other name,
and if you do watch the Olympic lifting portion, keep an eye on Dana Perrin.
Mm-hmm.
She has a chance of being way up there too.
You think she can beat Mia?
Probably not, but she'll be one of those top 3, I think, to finish. I think she won
her, Karen, and Mia.
Yeah, I think Dana will probably take second in it. Dana won, I think, the big lift last year. So it's one you don't really think of, but she is super strong. I think she put up a pretty big number at semifinals this year too in the snatch. Barclay Dale, Claudia Gluck got 7th at Dubai and hasn't gone to the games.
Different field, man.
Yeah, last year was definitely a down year for Dubai, and this year it's an invite only, and they got a much better roster, I think, going this route.
And y'all are right. Like the women's field, no, they don't have like the big names, but they do have a lot of competitive people, like games tier competitive people, like littered games semifinals littered throughout their thing. It's not just a whole bunch of one games person and then people that we have to look up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and like Julia Cotto, she's a games athlete, was hurt last year, so it'd be good to see her come back. Just makes it, that South America field to get a little bit more tough. So I'm really excited to watch the women's field. On the men's side, maybe.
You want to do 5? I mean, this one was hard.
We could do 5. I gotta look at the. Can you zoom in a little bit, Brian?
Yep.
I'm old. I got old man eyes. Thank you. Okay, I got my 4th place.
Bronislaw?
Nope.
Nope.
Georgios? Is that
Will
fifth?
you just scroll? I mean, I'll get it. You get your own.
You get your own. You're using his.
No. Like your own top 5. He's like trying to guess my top 5.
Oh,
you get your own. Like, just let me think for a minute. I'm trying to keep names in my head as you're scrolling.
I'm never prepping again. I was so dedicated.
Let's hear you, Tyler.
Looking at it right now.
Who's 5th?
So,
hey, what's bad, Tyler?
Tough.
Is I'll end up making better picks than you.
No, you won't.
and I won't. I just look at the list right as we get it.
This is the one I'm nervous most about.
Right, I got my top 5.
I think there could be some flip floppage here. Is
we starting with 5th?
5th.
Yeah, 5th is Luca.
Okay, my 5th place is Chandler Smith.
Okay,
I have Oldest Upanix in 5th place.
I think that's a dark horse pick, but
I don't. I think Luca's a dark horse pick.
Yeah, Luca.
And that's why. And that's why he's my 4th place pick. Is Luka Dukic.
Okay, so 5th. So you have Chandler at 5th.
So you have Ant on the podium.
Right.
He's the greatest CrossFitter of all time. Of course.
Listen. Dubai's competitive, man. Like the men's field is so competitive people. Yeah. I got Chandler and then Luca.
I have Chandler at 4th.
I have Chandler in 4th as well.
Okay, my 3rd place is.
So we all have the same podium then.
Yeah. I think we all have the same 3rd place. I think we all have the same 3rd place, and then that's where it gets a little screwy.
I feel like Tyler is
3rd. Yeah. No, I think he's with it. I think 3rd place is Lazar.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it's Ricky.
Oh, this is where I think we'll be different. Is 1 and 2.
Ricky because he just competed.
Roman also just competed.
Well, no, but Ricky was this past week on the team.
Oh,
literally just now.
Oh, that he wasn't hurting doing that. He was walking through.
No, but he's got to travel. Where was Roman?
That's true. No, you're right.
He was in South Korea.
Boom.
He was doing his little world tour, going back to South Korea.
Yeah, going saying hi to his South Korean fans.
That's right.
Okay, I'm still going to give it to Roman. Yeah, I'm still going to give it to Roman.
All right. Well, Brian, you want to go first? Or let me go?
I'm picking Ricky to win it.
He's got Ricky to win it, and Roman 2nd.
Yeah.
So I'm the odd man out here, huh?
No. I have the same as you do. I have Roman winning and Ricky 2nd. I just think here, I think that's your 1 and 2 for the games next year. and so I'm
Roman
not gonna.
Ricky.
Yeah, and I know I'm not gonna go off of that for Dubai.
See, in looking through the workouts, I mean, unless the weight is favorable,
There's a lot of grip stuff though. Like I get you, I'm with you, but there's not like it's an obstacle course race. It's not like a 5-mile beach run. You know what I mean? Like
sure. And we don't know, and we don't know what that is, but
it's not a given Ricky wins, is what I'm saying, or like it's gonna hurt Rome. There's a lot of grip oriented events, and where I think big hands are gonna help. And I think Roman will thrive better, like the power clean farmer walk workout. I think Roman is gonna, I don't even know what the workout is, and I bet you he's in the running to win it. And I think Ricky could struggle on that. Like that's a workout where there could be a gap there. It just because I think Roman will just hold on to everything. He's got grip strength for days. And I'm not saying Ricky doesn't, but I just think Roman will be better in those type of events than Ricky.
How do you think Roman will do on the toes bar bike front squat? Because I feel like he could win that one, but I don't. The only question for me is the front squat.
Yeah, I think Ricky can win this one.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Ricky did at Rogue. He destroyed the back squat.
Yeah, and so it's not. I don't think this is about a strength thing. I just think this is who can recover the best. But Ricky's squat cycle is faster than Roman's. Roman's bigger than Ricky, and the way that Ricky squats, like he's very knees over toes kind of a guy. Meaning like he's very bouncy, and that doesn't lead itself to like high max out strength, but it does lead itself to like 90% all day strength. Which is why I originally thought that he would never get strong enough. And now they have proven me wrong at underdogs. Now I think he can potentially win the games. But
do you think Ricky for sure wins the obstacle then?
No, I don't.
Depends on what it is.
Yeah, I don't. I do think he's in the running. I don't think it's a given he wins. I think somebody like Oldest could win. Like I think that could just kind of be like, we'll just see what happens. It's not given on anybody. But I know Ricky's one of the best toe to bar people out there. I know he's no James Newberry, but I know he's extremely good at toes to bar. And he has
a grip maybe.
And the bike is not it's gonna juice your legs, but it's like somebody as fit as Ricky, it's not gonna be anything. And I think I take him over that event than Roman.
What about this one on the 2?
This one, I could see Roman just going out hard and then just staying ahead of everybody. You know what I mean? Like he's the first one off the machine, and then nobody else, and then the order just stays the same the whole time.
See, I think Ricky could be faster on the single arm doubles press, and that's a lot of them. I think that's where the sticking point, or where people could pass significantly on the way back of those 30. So
shorter range of motion. If he moves efficiently, the only thing I worry about with Ricky's efficiency on the movement, but yeah, because it's a lot of reps of everything.
Dude, it's a chipper that starts with the machine and ends with the machine. You're going to bet against Roman on that?
Just because of the time on everything else. There's so much time on
Roman all day. Roman all day on that.
50 calories.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
The first 50, nobody's going to go out hard.
Roman will.
Right.
I think it's a mistake.
Not for him.
He'll be right behind.
Go back and watch something like the Rogue Chipper. Okay, the Rogue Chipper that we just had. Different workout, different stimulus, different stuff. But I guarantee he's going to go on that machine. He's going to get off 10 seconds before everybody else, and then he'll just have a 20-second lead the entire time. Maybe Ricky catches up. And then on the last machine, they're there together. Maybe Ricky even gets ahead because he's faster on the single arm devil's press. So, like, let's say he gets in that machine 5 seconds before Roman gets on that machine. You give Ricky a 15-second head start. He's not going to beat Roman on a 50-cal machine. Like, I just think y'all are crazy for it to start with the machine and end with the machine, and it's a chipper. Nothing's going to stop him in his tracks. There's no strict handstand push-ups that are going to stop him. 10-bar muscle-ups are going to stop him. No. Roman's going to win that easy. You're on
Easy.
crack if you don't think he's going to.
Clip this. Somebody clip this. I can't wait to add Roman losing it to Ricky on the,
He
on
won't.
the back end.
The legless rope climb one, you know,
Yeah.
Ricky will be pretty good at that one, but so will Roman.
Yeah,
I think
Roman
that's just a toss up.
We're at 1 hour and 5 minutes. Got it.
We're moving good. I don't know.
We don't know power
I'm
cleans.
talking about clipping it.
Oh.
Roman beats him on this one, right?
No, I don't think so. I think
You
this
don't
is
think
a
so?
toss up. No, Roman's trash at snatch.
That's fair.
And
Plus
Ricky's good at snatch. Like he's not great, but like I think he's better than Roman. And then I think Roman's better at clean and jerk. I think this is just an even out. Like, you know, Velder and Vikowski are kind of like this. Like, they all like. I just think they're even with each other between a snatch and a clean and jerk. Maybe one gets by 5 pounds, but nobody's going to make up serious ground.
Is there a scenario where those guys are not 1-2?
Sure.
You think so?
I think if you get hurt.
Anybody?
No,
sick?
I'm saying they perform well. There's no injury. It's just
If everybody performs to their capabilities, no.
Unless Lazar has been doing something crazy in the off season. Yeah.
No.
anything else before we move on to semifinals?
No, I'm stoked about this next topic.
Good.
All right. Well, the 2024 semifinal dates and locations were announced. We're going back to Carson for North America West. As far as I can tell,
That means it's going to be outside, right?
as far as I can tell, it's going to be back at the tennis stadium.
That's cool.
I mean, Dignity Health, this new Dignity Health Plex or whatever they call it, does have an indoor, like, was it cyclocross or some type of cycling arena? I don't know if they can take that stuff out or if it even fits, but I sure hope they didn't announce this and then it's not in the tennis stadium.
Makes me think that they would announce that it was the tennis stadium.
If they had and they didn't.
If they had. I wouldn't if it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't have any confirmation, but the other big news is that CrossFit has given back the semifinals to outside organizers. So Loudon Live's West Coast Classic will take over the West semifinal. The Syndicate Crown will take over the North America East, and then the French Throwdown is taking the European semifinal. Do you have any, like, is that any news, like, or worth anything? I mean,
Well, the only thing I would say is to do one in-house, just so you know you don't lose touch. Plus, it's in Carson, like it's not that far away. I know most of their employees now are working from California anyway. I would do one. Yeah, I would do one just to stay fresh, just to keep reps going. But I mean, it's fine. I don't have a problem with other people doing it, just as long as they give them the keys to make money. I know in the past that's been a problem because CrossFit's responsible for all the marketing, ticket sales, all that stuff. And so it's like, as a business, as somebody who's running the business, you can't really even affect revenue. So that's my only thing.
what do you think, John? Is it a nothing burger that they're farming back out the semifinals? You're muted.
They're farming back out. What?
Yeah, so like Loudon
explain
Live, Dylan with Loudon Live, Wadapalooza is going to now run North America West.
I don't know. It might be a big deal. I kind of think we don't know until it happens.
But we do, because that's how semifinals was 2 years ago.
Yeah, think about it 2 years ago. I mean, is there, other than the programming is now by Boz, does it really matter?
I mean, I don't think so, but I could see how people think so, but I don't think it matters.
No, Shelly, they're going to be all the same.
It's the same. It's just different
across.
people are running it. It's like, does that, like, we're talking like how it's viewed, right? How it's marketed and all that stuff. That's what's going to be different.
Right. Well, yeah, and then
It's not
they're taking
CrossFit
they're taking on the risk
Actually,
of profitability
ahead.
too, right? Like,
yeah,
that's
if you
where
think
it gets
about
tricky.
it that way. if you think about it that way, so CrossFit did this to cut costs, right? They're removing the burden of the thing. I don't know what other revenue streams they're like. So Granite Games, when they had the semifinals, was both a community event and a semifinal event.
Mm-hmm.
So it helped with ticket sales and it helped the revenue of the thing. Now, are they going to be able to do the same thing in Knoxville? I mean, I doubt it. I don't think that space really holds.
French Throwdown does have community stuff alongside it. Torian did it last year. I assume they'll do the same.
Okay, then that's great because it makes the event seem much bigger. But yeah, I mean, you have for a company that says they want to promote growth as much as possible, you have a real probability of slipping with someone who might not run an event correctly. And I know these guys, I know Wilson and I know Dylan, and I don't want to shit on them. It's just the reality of the situation. Like you have a higher likelihood of screwing up, I think, when you have different people running different events.
I get that. I get what you're saying, but I feel like as long as the programming is the same, I mean, I just don't think it matters much. Like some events are going to be run better than other events. Like if you go to the semifinal and like, man, that could have went better than it did, or I could have waited a little less than I did. You know what I mean? Like however you want to, I'm thinking like corral times and like how that stuff is ran. Everybody is dealing with the same stuff. You are not competing with the semifinal in the East that's ran by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like everybody has the same conditions. I just don't think I don't think we can pass judgment until it happens. And you could say it happened 2 years ago, but it's different. It's
same programming. It's
different. Yeah. Like
they're just
executing all the stuff ahead of time. It's not pulled together real quick. Like sometimes it is. I don't think it's a big deal until something big happens, which is leading to your point, Tyler, is a bigger chance of happening, something bad happening, which I don't know what that would be, and then it is a big deal. But I don't think it's a big deal until it becomes a big deal. And I know that's kind of like maybe a political way out, but that is how I feel about it.
Yeah, listening to Don Fall talk on Talking Elite Fitness, like he definitely sounded like semifinals was not the profit-making bucket, right? So I'm curious, like, does the French Throwdown, does Loud and Live have the magic bullet to turn it profitable, or are they like what is the point of like what's the end game in this? I guess.
I mean, unless they're given the ability to make it the event that they want it to be, which I think like CrossFit is a participatory sport more so than it is a viewing sport. If they don't have the keys to do that, then we're just juggling who's doing it, and they're taking the losing straw on this.
And I've said that even definitely for semifinals, the Granite Games structure of having the community event, right? Like doing what Wadapalooza does.
It felt really cool.
Yeah, like doing what Wadapalooza does, you have a built-in audience because people want to go compete there, and then their friends and family want to go watch them compete, and then they're there to watch the elites. So you have a bigger audience on top of people who just want to go watch.
Sure,
the top athletes compete. I've also said the games probably make sense to do something similar to that, but it requires a lot more. You don't have to live stream it. You don't have to broadcast it, right? But it's a community event where you can do those types of things. I just don't think they have the team or the ability to, and they're definitely moving in a different direction than that.
Well, think about it. I mean, like if they had East Coast, if they invited, all they'd have to do is create divisions. So it's like you already have quarterfinals, which invites 25% anyway. And if you want people to participate in that 25%, say, okay, if you don't qualify to go to semifinals, there's Division 2, and it's like a boatload more of people. And then there's Division 3, and then you can do like if you really wanted to, you could have another qualifier so that you could thin those people down to go there.
We don't have time for that.
Yeah, probably not. But what I'm saying is like you want 25% to actually compete. Say that they can go compete at semifinals, even at a lower scale. People would definitely go. You wouldn't go to
No,
that,
John?
John?
No, not if I. No.
Why?
I'm not
Even
going
on a team?
until I make it for real.
Yeah,
real.
but you're
But it's
not
like
everybody else.
Wadapalooza, right? Like if you qualified for the RX division, you'd go compete.
Right.
You get experience.
yeah.
You'd be able to go there and do similar workouts.
Yeah, when you word it like that's different. Yeah, I guess because you'd be going against people that are your skill level. I guess you'd have like the top four. It's 40, right? The top 40
40
go
now.
to the elite, and then it would be like 41 through
You could do 70 or 80.
140.
I don't know.
You could do 100. It really wouldn't
Right.
matter.
And so like that in
Yeah.
that category would be. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like the way Wadapalooza does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would work, and it'd just be
Plus,
the
think about it
RX,
for us,
the
like-
RX semifinals to make sure season go on longer.
Right. It's
Like,
not
you make the
broadcast.
RX division in semifinals.
You don't have to broadcast it, right? It's like they do for Wadapalooza. They just have a little camera, but it brings 100 more people to the event. It brings their family
100
members
more
and
families.
friends.
Yeah, I'm rolling around to it. I like that, Tyler. Yeah, I just think that'd be a lot of work to pull off. Yeah, you're basically doing Wadapalooza. But it's
When you're
a
already not
semifinal.
making
It's
money.
the CrossFit semifinals. Like you should
Right.
be able to do it like that.
I mean, say you open it up to 60 people, charge them $50 a piece just for individuals. You can also do the same thing on teams and do it like partner teams or teams of 3. Like people would definitely pay for that. I mean, that's a huge moneymaker. And
Yeah.
almost you have to do no marketing because everybody's going to want to do it because they're coming from the open and
Mhm.
No,
quarterfinals.
I agree. I think that's a good idea. I like that. You should talk to O'Keefe.
Why O'Keefe?
Just cause.
This guy's he can make things happen.
Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, it's. I think what we'll have. We already knew about it, but the turnaround from quarterfinals to semifinals, that'll be interesting. Very little time from the time that is. I think quarterfinals is what the mid-April, the 17th or something like that. So the first one is a couple weeks, a month after that. But whenever the leaderboard is finalized, you're gonna have 2 weeks to get to Europe or Asia. And, Asia, you're coming all the way from, say, Turkey is going all the way across to South Korea. So there's a lot of traveling that's involved. So that will be interesting to see how it works out. But I hope, and I don't think they'll have time this year, but I hope next year they start to maybe think about that. And Lounge Live has the experience doing it. Wilson Pack with Syndicate has experience with the MAC and doing the community events. So they have that experience. The French Throwdown's already doing it this year. So I think the more people you can get doing, participating and competing would be the better profitability wise. So
I just think it'd be hard to pull off. But I'm with it.
I mean-
I'm with the idea.
Yeah. It's going to be, I mean, knowing Knoxville, and it's like I went to that 2 years ago, whatever it was. I'm thinking through my head, I don't think there's the space there. Thinking about outside, like it's going to be tough. But I mean, like if you really want to do it, I think you could pull it off. And I think like I would want to own that if I were them. Be like, no, like it seems impossible, but I want to do it. Like they would put such a breath of fresh air in the community. If I knew that me competing in the East qualified me to go to that, I would 100% do it.
right. Question here from Ortega. A little off topic, but it's still pretty interesting. What do you think about Rogue going overseas? So if you did not see it, the Rogue Invitational made a post and said, put a little blurb on there, Katie Henniger saying scouting for Rogue Invitational. And it was definitely somewhere on the in Europe.
That's in Texas.
Is it Texas?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think Peter
Um,
said it was Scotland for sure.
yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Not semifinals related, but
I think it's the Denny Stones are in Scotland. I could see them doing a strongman event, like maybe not just the Rogue Invitational there. It's like they're just probably maybe they're on their way to Europe and they're, that's a site that they maybe want to do a strongman event. I don't know.
and I could see him moving it. I mean, I'm not sure that Dell Diamond was the best location for something like that.
Probably not.
And so they have Rogue Europe. There's a bunch of European athletes that are competing. It would be something to do. I mean, why not expand and get a new market to come see everything Rogue? That's Peter's backyard.
He's
Peter would love, bro, to go to Scotland. Oh man, he'd be the man on scene.
Yeah.
None of us would go, and he would just be having the time of his life. Just
he'd be the European correspondent for everybody. So I thought it was interesting. I think that's a cool move. I'd rather see Rogue go to Europe than the games personally, just selfishly. Just so I don't have to stay up in the middle of the night and watch it. But if when Europe is going, we're getting up super early. We're staying up until we're up at 3 a.m. or so trying to watch that. So
that's true. I do think that if the games ever moved places, I think it'd be fun for the games to move every 4 years, and we knew that it was going to. And then, and every 4 years, you had your own little flavor. Yeah. And it wouldn't have to be like a foreign country every 4 years, but say after Fort Worth, it's in Berlin for 4 years, and then it's in I don't know.
I thought you were going to say something like Hawaii,
Annapolis. No, but it could be in Hawaii for 4 years though, or everything would have its own flavor, and you knew there would be a mountain run every year if it was in Hawaii. You know what I mean? If it was in Switzerland, you knew there'd be some run up the alpine ski thing.
You know the craziest location for the games?
New Zealand.
Brazil.
We can't do that.
Why?
South America's not allowed.
We'll all be on drugs. We won't even want to be on drugs. We'll be on drugs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you watch Copa Sur, those fans are nuts. And Brazil is one of the biggest markets for CrossFit.
They are. No. Yeah. No, it'd be.
I mean, I think just the atmosphere, at least for the athletes, would be amazing. So I do like the idea of it moving. Now, having to cover it, not so much, but that's for another day.
It would be rough trying to cover it. Yeah.
And the last topic, which is hopefully some good news, live stream. So I've gotten some questions. Live streams this weekend from the events is non-existent. So I've confirmed that Legends
for FitFest.
Well, first Legends is not live streaming. So if anybody's thinking about Legends is not live streaming. The
Legends starts tomorrow, right?
Yes, I think so.
Good luck, Masters people.
The FitFest Pro Athlete Showcase, where they've put information out there, helter skelter. We still don't know the workouts for a showcase event. They are not live streaming. But I have a European correspondent myself.
Is it behind a paywall?
It is not going to be behind a paywall. My friend Matt Davis at Hybrid Fitness Media, he's out there. Pedro will be out there, so he might hop on or be able to help out. We are going to do a Rogue style cell phone coverage, at least on Friday, the event. And then we'll see if we have good enough internet connection to do it the rest of the weekend. But we will have it on this channel Friday night. It'll be 2:30 Central Time, Friday afternoon here in the States.
I was like, I'm not coming on at 2 a.m.
No. And then over the weekend, I think the earliest is 5 a.m. But what I was told by FitFest is they're only doing recaps. So this big athlete showcase is for those in
A
person
no showcase.
in Birmingham. So
Guys, I don't get this FitFest thing.
not when you don't live stream it.
I just don't.
Well,
get
not
it.
when you know nothing about it. It's hard to get when there's no information.
I completely agree. I don't know how you.
I mean, I love the ideas that I've seen, but it's like I don't know anything tangible, and so the programming being the major one.
Yep. Yeah. What's the point of it for advertising it if you don't live stream it? I mean,
Maybe it's like an elite thing. Like
I
they
think we
want to
should
hint about it and make you feel bad you're not here. But
you have 18 top athletes. Most of them, everybody wants to see, and you don't have a live stream in any capacity. I don't get it. But that's where we step in.
solving problems
That's right.
here on this bin.
So Friday afternoon, make sure you tune in. We'll be going live. It's a 25-minute cardio workout on machines, and it'll basically be the ethics endurance portion of the workout. So
what time Friday?
I believe it's 2:30 Central. I have to confirm that.
Okay. I should be able to. Are we talking through it? Are we going to be the announcers?
Yeah, we're talking through it. We'll do
All right.
just like the Zillows games, and and talk through it. So
I can't promise I'm going to be here for every event, but I will be there for Friday.
yep,
It's just the one.
That's what we're going to start with, and
I can be here.
Matt's unsure about the internet quality. He doesn't know what he's going to get when he's out there. But if nothing else, we have super choppy video that's better than nothing, and we'll see.
At least we get to hang out on
And
Friday.
we will try to decipher what happens for you.
The good news is there's only 3 teams, and so it should be easy to follow.
And we know all of them.
I mean, all
We got
of the
a girl. We got
athletes.
a girl in the purple. Yeah, we got a girl in the purple shorts.
Well, hold off on that until
right now.
Hold off on that until you see Jennifer Muir. I want you to pick her out of the lineup.
Oh, listen, when I see a girl,
Well, we just know her because
when I see somebody that I'm not quite sure who that is, that's Jennifer Muir, man. That's I'm gonna say it with the utmost confidence too. She'll walk up. I don't recognize her. Looks like we got Jennifer Muir coming up here, and then you're gonna be like, "That's Ella One Girl." Like, oh, dang. like, shit.
Yeah, so I was disappointed in that. I've definitely had some questions about it, but hopefully we can solve that issue and get some live streaming out there. So, other than that,
we should while we're doing that, I guess if we can, we should like update Legends too, if we want to. Just have a little Legends, like a 5-10 minute rundown.
if we can get any information on it,
right? But I mean, we would before other people. You know what I mean?
Sure. So, make sure you guys tune in. So hit the subscribe button, like this video, and we'll see you hopefully Friday afternoon.
See you Friday. That'll be fun.
Yeah.